In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Now. Down the straight we go then. Craig Evans, apologies if you couldn't hear us then. We've been having a bit of an audio issue between the races, and obviously with the disconnection of the stream before, it seems to just mess a few things up. But we've got Craig Evans out in front at the moment then. Adam McNally up to second place, Josh Thompson up to third. We've had a great fight throughout this first few laps. A bit of an incident a moment ago with Nathan Davis and Jack Ashton unfortunately taking them out down the straight. Could have been a massive accident, but luckily it all stayed to one side. And yeah, Craig Evans at the moment getting a little bit of a gap on the guys behind, and Thompson's going to be putting McNally under quite a bit of pressure here. So hopefully there's, well, he's already going down the inside. That's going to become the outside for the Degmans. He's on the grass. You don't want to be there when you hit the brakes. Craig launching it over the curb then, and keeping that little gap out front then for his lead. There's just that, you've got to be looking back and thinking that stream of cars behind him is just close and close and close. It's just very consistently gapped, isn't it, at the moment? It's just a nice little well, it's just a decent spread of them all. As Ayres then looking to make a move on Simmons down into the spoon curve. Might be lost to the late breakers, but McNally's closing in on Evans. They're both really wide. Evans is around. No, he's going to come back on. Oh, he hits Ayres. Ayres goes off, takes out McNally. That was a really, really unfortunate chain of events there for McNally. Real shame for both of them there. They're both first and second in the race, and now they're just flying down the order. There's a lot of damage to McNally's car. That was a hefty hit from from Evans there. Really unfortunate that that's happened.
Fields all just separated apart a little bit there from the front. I mean, fortunately, front little gaggle is still there. Yeah, sorry about the muted mics there. So definitely messed up there. All my bad.
As they come onto the straight once again, then it's now Josh Thompson inheriting the lead of this race. George Simmons in second, Charlie Summers in third. Peter Van Gool, Alex Cherney, Luke Cooper, Anwar Smith, Brian Holmes, Nick Madsen and Stelian Chepelewski up 18 places to be 10th by the end of lap 2. Brilliant stuff. Just down into the first few corners. It's a real difficult corner to get right. I've never managed to absolutely nail it through there because there's a lot of it's sort of like obviously it's a double apex, but it tightens up. So to try and keep the car stable while on the brakes and turning it in is actually quite difficult in the MX5 because if you do it the brakes hard enough, it tends to straight line it a little bit. As Simmons has actually gone to the race lead somehow. He's got ahead of Josh Thompson now. And that bright yellow boosted car is maybe putting a bit of a gap on him. Not sure whether Josh might have made a mistake at all. As you can see him flicking up a bit of the grass there then, through the Degners. It's just, once again, it's Swift Cooper and Youth Energy cars just swarming the front of the field. A couple of Momo cars in there as well, as Van Gool gets a bit of a moment coming out of the second Degner.
I have to say the last few races that I've watched, it really has been about the Momo cars, especially last season. It was all them. So it is a breath of fresh air to see Youth Energy and the Cooper guys really, giving them something, to think about as far as the championship goes. I mean, it's still there in the lead championship, but yeah, like I say, I'm loving the fact that it's far more open this time.
Yeah, it really is. It's always good to see other teams getting involved and sort of taking the fight to them. And this Swift Cooper team has been a real hit so far. Ellis Stevens obviously helping out with those guys, and it's Luke Cooper, and there is another Cooper. It's Jason Cooper, isn't it? It's I believe they're brothers. I'd hope so anyway, because that'd be a nice little story for the team, I suppose. They've got Cherney on board with them as well, and they've been getting really consistent results. And to be fair, I think they've got a couple of wins between them as well over the course of the Autumn Series, as we see Thompson and Simmons then for the lead.
Oh, George!
He's done it again. He did it in the first race.
Yeah. Still going? Did he ricochet off of the wall in such a way that was okay?
I don't think he hit it, I think he got away with that as Luke Cooper goes down the inside and changes the shape of his door for him. You've got 3 Youth Energy cars in there. You've got the number 3 of Anwar Smith. You've got Brian Holmes, and it's not a Youth Energy car, sorry. It's actually Stelian Chepelewski. Not sure where I got that from, but there he is, and he's up there. He's gained actually 21 places now as he goes down the straight. He's just going to go through the middle of these boys. Look at him go. Brilliant stuff by Chepelewski. If you can make that stick, that's one of the moves of the season. Anwar a little bit wide, and yeah, he's going to give it to Stelian. Fantastic work by Chepelewski there. That's just the show of the class that he's got on these guys at the moment. There's up front, it's Thompson and Van Gool side by side. Stelian's actually lost that place back to Anwar now, but they're still side by side. It's Summers and Thompson. Actually, sorry, Thompson is ahead, and it's Van Gool and Summers. Cherney's getting in on this as well, hoping not to make contact. They're all overlapping in the background as well. This is fantastic racing.
If you ever want to know how hard it is to keep up with what's going on, like I say, look at the event view on the live timing. It is going nuts with different overtakes and things like that. We just there's no chance of us keeping up with that. No,
it is very difficult to get your eyes on all of it at once. And obviously, it's just a big stream of brightly coloured MX5s. As we see Craig Evans there still in the fight for it then. They're all really, really consistent. Oh, Kip Stevens getting a slide on Evans, doing the same, and McHerron following suit as well. And Evans has actually turned that into a manoeuvre. He's actually got alongside, as we see Chepelewski there in the middle of it with Holmes behind him, Smith in front of him, and that's Van Gool as well. Look at that. There's cars everywhere, there's people on the grass, there's dust being chucked up, there's slipstreaming. This is just the pinnacle of what these MX5s are good at, and they provide this great close racing, don't they? Summers then has inherited the lead. Oh, Anwar and Van Gool make contact. I'm not sure whether Chepelewski made contact with him as well as the other Momo car in the background, following his teammate running wide. That was Nick McHerron. But it's Summers, Thompson and Cherney then for the race lead. These guys, well, obviously you've got to think now, if you're Josh, you're going to get teamed up on a little bit. Don't make it 3 wide into 130R, boys. That's never going to work. Look at them lot in the background, though. Absolutely brilliant. Summers then in control of this situation. Thompson not quite in control of his MX5. They're both on the AstroTurf on the outside. And Cherney's going to have the inside to the chicane, but that means that Thompson's going to have the inside to when they turn left. And, well, Thompson's got it done even before they have to, so fair play by Josh. And behind them now, Smith up to 4th place. He's been right up there every single race tonight. What a brilliant race meeting he's had. And he's got Stelian Chepelevsky tucked up right behind him. As we go on then to the penultimate lap. Oh, sorry, we don't. I've done this twice now. Well, this is the 5th lap. He's not the 6th. It's still Summers in the lead from Cherney, who has got back past Thompson down the straight. You can see them just sort of flickering the brakes as they try and manage it and turn in there. It's just, like I said before, it's difficult to get it done in sort of the quicker cars and not just... Oh, there he is. I thought Cherney was just going to wobble out wide a little bit there. Not quite, he's got it sorted. Stelian then has passed Smith for 4th, and he's going to be wanting to chase down a race victory in this one. Started on pole in race 1 this evening. I know that he's going to want to at least convert one of his races into a win tonight. It's just not separating in the background at all, is it? It's just constantly just
nothing between that group, that pack. And that's going to stay like that. I mean, we're on 5 of 7 already, so yeah, watch out, really. I think.
Yeah.
If there's some kind of if there's some kind of aggressive battle for the lead or something like that, just gets a couple of cars sideways. It's not going to be an awful lot of time for anyone to react back there.
No, it's the top 14 cars, and the whole lot of them is separated by, well, in total, about 5 seconds. In total, I think it's about 5.5 seconds, and it's just amazing, absolutely amazing to see that they do stick together for this long. As Thompson then is just sort of chasing those 2 Swift Cooper cars at the moment. He's going to want to get the move done. I mean, I was saying earlier, he's got a never say die attitude with it. The 2 Youth Energy cars are going to team up on Stelian Chepelevsky now. In the background then, you've got Simmons with Madsen, Evans, Cooper, Stevens, and Max Wright and Nick McCarron behind him.
The grass. I think that was Evans, wasn't it? Almost on the grass there on the left.
He's trying to take the shortest route possible, and that's by any means. He's really close to the front of that Swift Cooper car there. That was a bit sketchy going into 130R, but he's got the 3 of them behind him now, and Simmons in front. Evans getting it done, and Simmons obviously listed as an AM driver for this. I'm pretty sure by the pace that he's got that he wouldn't be classified as one, as Evans does it himself. He's undone all his hard work, and he's going to hope that he can get back up and running quick enough to get back in the slipstream there. On to lap 6 then. Battle for the lead, hotting up again. Summers has actually dropped down to 4th place now. Whether that was due to slipstreaming or something in the last chicane, as Thompson and Chepelevsky nearly making contact down the inside. Anwar Smith, great opportunistic move. Doesn't let the car wash out wide, then Summers is still side by side with him. They come into the left-hander, and Thompson is all over the back of Cherney. Stelian Chepelevsky is all over the back of Thompson. And it's just that as soon as one guy gets just the slightest mistake, it's just feeding him back down into the others, isn't it? Oh, sideways there from Cherney. What a save. Really, really chucking this car in as hard as he can. He's run out wide now, and that's going to change his line through the next bit. Thompson's going to get a good run, but Chepelevsky's got a really good run. Who's going to win this fight down into the Degners then? Josh has gone to what would be the outside. Hopefully not dipping any wheels onto the grass. I think he's ahead, he is. And that was a bit of an aggressive move to the inside just to prove the point. And he is ahead then. Josh Thompson takes the lead. Cherney 2nd, Chepelevsky 3rd, Summers 4th, Burrell Smith in 5th, with Brian Holmes in 6th, and then
I'm chuckling at how many of them were just running wide out there as well. So they've got some off tracks to hand, and they're going to use them in this battle, that's for sure. Stelian around the outside, gets a little loose on the exit, but doesn't lose any of his momentum. He's got his nose just on the inside through 200R as we are.
Indeed it is.
Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
Not quite. It sounds a bit more extreme than 130R, to be fair, but it's become an iconic name in motorsport, hasn't it, that corner? So I don't think anything will ever replace it as Josh Thompson later on the brakes. That's where Josh has always been good, no matter what car he's in. He's really good on the brakes. So Smith down the inside of Summers there, nearly making a bit of contact, and Cherney is just trying to get his nose down the inside of Chepelevsky there. 2 by 2 at the back of this pack, and you've got Simmons and then the other Swift Cooper cars trying to stay on the back, but I don't think they'll get close enough by the end of the race to make a challenge. It's going to be between these top 7. Well, any one of them could win it, I'd say. There's Chepelevsky now leading them. Oh, I believe there might have been contact between those 2 back there, and there wasn't somehow, but Brian Holmes had to get out of it to avoid hitting Summers, I think. And Thompson down the inside of Cherney then for 2nd. Gets it done. And we've got one more lap. Stelian Chepelevsky then leads them onto the 7th and final lap of this race with Josh Thompson 2nd, Cherney 3rd, Smith 4th. Then it's Summers, Holmes and Van Gool. That's the top 7. Simmons is actually on the back of this now, so forget what I said a minute ago about him not catching up. This actually could become another 14-car fight. Steve Hefford trying to catch up with him, but he's another 3 seconds down after it.
So where Hefford's been tonight, he's just not really had the pace that was been.
That was Cherney. Sorry, that was just a very late move, and somehow they don't both get turned around, but Anwar keeping their position. Summers down the inside of his teammate. He's made contact with him. Cherney out of shape. Summers is off. He's back on. That was just a bit of poor communication by those guys there. He must have been like, I'm going for it, and you can just probably hear him go, no, definitely not. But that's spread out the top 3 a little bit now, and I believe Chepelevsky's going to get away, but Thompson's going to try and take the fight to him and get some slipstream at the end, which could make all the difference. Into the Degners then one more time. Chepelevsky taking no prisoners through there. None of them are. Look at them all absolutely launching it. 2 wheels over the curb. Just an update on the incident points there. Josh and Anwar have both got 9. The next guy down in terms of that battle is actually Nick Madsen, who's up there now. He has got 7. So these guys have all got plenty of incident points left in hand before the end of the race. You can hear a bit of contact there. I think that was,
it's just where Constantina are up, isn't there? Maybe around Simmons, possibly. Oh, who was that? Madsen, wasn't it? Yeah.
Bouncing across all the grass and going on the full Paris-Dakar route. Doesn't quite spin it though. It is easy for, obviously when this car is on the grass, if you've got your foot down trying to get it going again, it can just sort of, if it lifts off on a bump or something, it'll just spin the rears and spit you out. As we get a great shot back now from Chepelevsky then, looking at Josh Thompson trying to get the run up to 130R. Behind that is Anwar Smith as well. He's going to be looking to take opportunistic manoeuvres, but look at the run that Thompson's got. Getting closer and closer and closer. That big mouth of the MX5 is going to eat us up. There he goes, down the inside. Final time through 130R then. Thompson on Chepelevsky, really close together. They're both going to go out wide. Chepelevsky's got a humongous slide on. What a save by Stelian Chepelevsky.
For the win.
And that's going to be Anwar. He's going to try. No. Oh, no, he's ruined his run there. He's too wide. Is Chepelevsky going to get him before the line though? But it's going to be Josh Thompson. Great driving throughout the whole race there to take the final win of the evening. Anwar Smith is going to come across the line in 2nd, with Chepelevsky in 3rd, Cherney 4th, Van Gool 5th, Simmons 6th, Charlie Summers 7th, Luke Cooper, Kip Stevens, Max Wright rounds out the top 10, Madsen's 11th, Nick McCarron is 12th, Steve Hefford is in 13th. As we look now at Carl Hardy chasing down Rob Graham, this is for 19th and 20th place. He's not quite going to get there. Across the line then with, I believe, very few incident points between them actually as well. They've had quite clean races despite the state of Carl Hardy's car. As we look there at Dave Ayres as well. But there's your race 4 winner, Josh Thompson. Another good drive as always from Josh. Frantic racing though at the front though. It's been a really, really good sort of example of what these MX5s are capable of, and I'd say that's some of the most exciting racing I've seen for a while without incident as well.
That was a fantastic, but I'm sorry that we missed the first 2 laps of it as well. And you got to hear our conversation during the break as well with me, talking crap about people getting, throwing blind people out of stores and, crazy people with guns.
Yeah, nice bit of a twist from the usual broadcast. Yeah. So
I'm sure I'll edit that out of the video very quickly. So if you wonder why the video goes private, that's why.
Yeah. So if you've not seen it yet, rewind it.
Do it quickly.
Rewind it quickly, yeah. And your own, I'm not going to be tricked into repeating what word you put in the chat, but I'm not going to say it back because I'm not going to say you can't say on YouTube.
Yeah, we can. It's our channel that we want.
Yeah, it's the internet. Certainly was behind the scenes as well. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat one of the most fantastic phrases I think Jeremy Clarkson's ever come out with actually on the Grand Tour. I think it was one of the first things they said when they had the brand new series come out. And I'll leave that for you lot to go and search for it on YouTube, but I'd be quite happy to
again. Tootling around. Come on, son, get it home. Oh God, he's got a long way to go as well. We're going to be here all night waiting for him to cross the finish line.
Oh, that is not a straight MX5, is it? I think we've had Ben Mears in this situation before. You can see a big tyre streaks of where he's trying to get it round. You could speed that footage up and pretend that he's drifted it round there.
Yeah.
But fair play for the determination, though. He's getting it.
And the thing is, he could just
home.
quit right now and he would finish. Because he's crossed the start-finish line, so he'd just be 1 lap down. He's not going to gain or lose any extra places. So.
He's on the broadcast now, though. He wouldn't want to be seen as a quitter, would he?
What do we got? Have we got like a close one that we can do? Oh, bit of a chase cam.
Oh, this is the Forza camera. I like it. That's really struggling, that. That's really struggling.
Get the chopper.
You'd have to stall the chopper trying to keep it at that speed, I suppose. That's why it's a chopper, I guess. Under the Dunlop Bridge then, flying towards down 130R then. You've got to nail the braking point on this one. You've got to just get it turned in at the right angle as well, because you can quite easily wash out wide onto the curbs. And hopefully he doesn't lose it through there, because if you've got your foot planted through that AstroTurf, it can actually spit you out the other side. We've seen Simmons do that a few times tonight. Let's check the commitment through the corner.
Oh, full on.
Oh, just
wide.
Misses the apex. Beautifully clipping the apex on the outside, though.
Just to prove he did drift it around, we'll take it back just a little second, and we will speed it up. Come on, Chopper, catch up. Oh no, we can't really. Oh damn, I can't go faster. I can go faster in reverse, but not in.
Nice casual drift though. He's still got it sliding. As here we go then. This is going to be the most unorthodox entrance to that. It clips the apex.
Did he slow down for that corner? I think he did.
Oh, just misses the second apex though. Out of the final corner then, Benjamin Mears, 25th position. Oh, he's going to get an off track for that. The crowd all watching him there. Imagine paying 50 quid to see this. Well, I don't know if it would be 50 quid if it was real life. I don't think I'd pay that much, if I'm honest with you. But there we go then. Across the timing line, Benjamin Mears, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant stuff. Finishing 25th. And that's proper determination to get that car across the line. I'm sure...
with that, I can bring the results up.
He'll be taking that back to Mazda in a hurry. Josh Thompson then wins the final race of the evening from Anwar Smith. He's had an absolutely fantastic evening tonight, so really big shouts to Anwar for that. Stelian Chepolevsky in 3rd place, Alex Cherney 4th, and Peter Van Gool in 5th. George Simmons is 6th with Charlie Summers 7th. Luke Cooper and Kip Stevens 8th and 9th with Max Wright rounding out the top 10. Good drive by Max there to keep the Automech Knock Hill car up in the standings. Nick Madsen is 11th with the other Nick McCarran in 12th. Steve Hefford 13th, which is, I think, his best result of the evening. He's had a bit of a torrid one with quite a few incidents. Ryan Holmes, another good result in 14th place. Plenty of points for him tonight as well. Craig Cameron is the 3rd placed AM driver in that one, based on the classification. Scott Malcolm 16th, Mikael Garcia 17th. He had an incident earlier, so he'll be happy with that result. 18th is Craig Evans. 19th is Rob Graham with Carl Hardy in 20th. Simone Nicastro 21st, David Ayres 22nd. Tyler Lugo Vickery 23rd. Carl Jackalette 24th. Benjamin Mears, who we just saw come across the line in style there, 25th place. Craig Jones 26th. Jeroen Ursum 27th. Mick Barry 28th. Jordan Giddings 29th. And Jamie Ayres 30th. Adam McNally finishes 31st, 25 positions down. He must have been in the incident at the beginning. Mikey Key and Jack Ashton 32nd and 33rd. Nathan Davis 34th. Adam Delmont 35th. And Peter Knowles bringing up the rear of the field in 36. He was 6 laps down, so at least all of the field made it, 1 lap at least, I suppose. I was just about to say it was 12 laps, and I have no idea why. So let's just disregard that sentence, shall we?
Good nice racing, though, I have to say. I did think it would be pretty good here. Good combination of, so not super easy to overtake and slipstream, and some good places to overtake. And I think that's what we've seen. 4 really good races.
Yeah, definitely. It's been frantic and in most cases clean. Obviously, the incidents that we saw were quite early on in the race, so it was just down to people filtering through on the first lap and trying to get the moves done early, and people avoiding other incidents. So it is to be expected, but while there was close racing all the way through, they did keep it clean, so it was nice to see that respect between the drivers.
Right, do you want to take over the interviews? I'm going to get to. I'm just going to basically highlight the video very quickly, so we have all the important stuff up at the end of it.
Well, we'll bring in Anwar first of all. Anwar, you had a brilliant night tonight, up there in every single race. How do you feel about that one? You happy with that?
Yeah, I was really pleased with tonight. Well, it was a bit bittersweet really, because I think in the second race I caused a bit of an incident, which I'll probably get pinged for later on, but. Other than that, the pace was really good, and I really enjoyed the sort of wheel-to-wheel racing. I just sort of went with the mentality of this track and sort of the way undulates a little bit, I thought I'll just attack, and hope that I don't come off worse. And it seemed to work for me tonight, and I managed to miss all the big incidents. So yeah, I was well happy to sort of get first, second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, it was. We noticed, of course, that you were on the podium for the first one, and then obviously got the win later on in the evening. It was really close racing throughout the whole top 14. It was just one big train. How was the sort of the overall consensus with the team? I know they had other drivers in there as well. Were you all sort of panicked, or were you remaining calm throughout all that?
No, we were pretty calm. I think Brian and I knew exactly what we were going to do each race, which was sort of try and make our moves at the right times, the key times, but at the same time just be a bit tentative around certain situations where we knew that it was probably going to end in tears. Fortunately, Brian and I have done a few races in the officials around Suzuka and the MX5, and you start to learn where you can make moves and where you can't. And I think we had that sort of advantage this evening where others perhaps didn't. And yeah, it was. I think from my perspective, I was just hoping that. I think in the first race I played it a bit tentative. I just wanted to hang back and see what happened and sort of take my chances as they came. But the races there afterwards, it was like I say, just attack. And as a team, we tried to work our way together as far forward as we could, and for the most part, it seemed to work.
Yeah, it was nice to see sort of going through. It was obviously good progress. We were saying halfway through the race that it was nice to sort of see you guys and obviously the Swift Cooper cars taking the fight to Momo. Obviously, in the last few seasons, Momo have been the real dominant force, but you guys are right up there now in the chase for it.
Yeah, Swift Cooper, I think, got a few really quick drives in that team, and certainly from our perspective, the last season or 2 seasons, we haven't really had our regular, I guess, quick drivers in the side. I mean, I didn't really race the season before last. Brian hasn't really been around 2 or 3 seasons. So now we've got our original lineup back. We're starting to find our form again. And but that's not to say the Momo boys still aren't a threat. I think they just had a bit of an off night. Just goes to show race 1, they were still all qualifying up there. So I think qualifying is what we need to crack next, because at the moment they're sort of locking it out.
Yeah, they always are a dominant force, really, and like we were saying, it's just nice to sort of break the trend a little bit. I don't think I think it was I'm trying to remember who won which race now. I've only got a couple of them in my head, but yeah, I mean the next round, I was just trying to find the calendar in the meantime as well, and I can't seem to have access to it. But it's do you know what track it's at? It is, yes, that's it. Yeah. Yes, because I believe Andrew Woodhouse might be joining us for that one as well, so that'll be entertaining as always. But
I won't be joining you, I'm afraid. I'm away. Yeah, so my championship is probably done and dusted, thanks to that. But it is what it is. I've got a business trip to make to Sweden, unfortunately, so I'll be literally flying out Tuesday afternoon and back Wednesday evening, so I'll miss that one. But I'll be back for the round after that. But to be honest with you, I kind of had a sneaky suspicion I'm going to be, I guess, lucky to miss that race. I'm not sure how an oval is going to work out with a lot of people who haven't really probably tried the oval service before. So that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's we've seen in the BSR Pro Series before that they've gone to the Motegi Oval. I believe they did 2 race meetings there over 2 seasons, and it actually threw up a lot of fantastic racing. And I think it'll be the same with these. While they are easy to unsettle in high-speed corners, if everyone sort of just keeps their head a little bit, I reckon we'll be on for a belter. So hopefully you can at least watch it.
I think you're right. I mean, they're so draft sensitive as well, these cars. It's going to be a tight field, I think. But I reckon as soon as someone wrecks, it's going to be a big one. So get your safety car ready. Yeah,
it's going to be full NASCAR spec with MX5s. Well, it's been great to speak to you again, Ammo. You've done really well tonight, so well done from us at Apex. And is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Thanks, guys. I mean, always thanks to you guys, because I love watching the streams back. They're brilliant, and it's always a fantastic job. But the Youth Energy boys, obviously, always a fantastic fun to race with, and we're starting to work together as a team really well in the last few rounds and making headway. But just thanks to some of the other drivers in the field, because I thought some of the racing was spot on tonight. Some of the space give. Stelly and I had some amazing racing through some of the laps in a side by side through the first few corners, not even making contact. So hopefully more of that in the future.
Brilliant stuff. Well, we wish you the best of luck for the next time we see you on track, mate. And we hope that you'll at least watch the broadcast on the next one.
We'll do. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddy. Ammo Smith, they're very successful this evening, of course. Always great to speak to. Very polite gentleman. And we'll bring in next Stelian Chepelewski, who got a lot of decent results tonight. Stelian, welcome to the booth. How are you feeling after that one?
Hello, guys. how do I feel? I feel freaking excited about the last race because I really had so super bad leg on the previous two races, and when I see the reverse grid for the last one that I'm missing and have to start from behind, I said to myself, okay, that's the race of my life. I gonna push like crazy and try everything. I'm not going to wait. I just gonna push, and it works so perfectly. Like at the end when I catch the top guys, I see everybody had some damage, and my car was in perfect shape, and I had so much speed. But at the end, I misjudged a little bit because I was thinking the car of Josh is super slow and maybe I can escape, but was wrong decision. Anyway, the third place is I'm super excited, I'm super happy, really.
Yeah, he came from quite a bit further back than the other guys. Obviously, most of them starting right near the front because of the small reverse grid, and you were certainly on a mission for that one. But we were just amazed at how well I think it was the top 14 cars stayed within about 4 or 5 seconds of each other. And when you're in a situation like that, I mean, does it feel as frantic as it looks when obviously we're looking at it from the outside, or is it relatively calm from where you are?
Uh, this race, actually, and the previous one, because of the small reverse grid, actually in front were only, guys with decent pace, actually the fastest guy in the league. And everybody is super careful there. So racing is, you know, for me, it's like I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen in front of me and try to make my moves just putting my nose if there is a gap somewhere because people are fighting or try to defend or something. So yeah, most of the times my decisions works well, and especially on this one I was super surprised that knowing starting from 27 or 28 I think that the top 14 cars are the fastest one, and I really need that result because the previous races was really bad. I was super surprised that the race goes so well, and I even take lead lap. It was super excited moment.
It was certainly exciting to watch. I mean, there were so many position swaps we couldn't really keep up with it. I mean, when someone changed for the lead, for example, there'd be 3 position changes behind that in like sixth, seventh, and eighth, and it was crazy to keep up with. But we were saying that obviously that's what the MX5 provides good racing for because it's a bit of a slower car. You get more chance to react to things, and it is an enjoyable thing to drive. I mean, would you say it's one of your favorite cars to drive in iRacing, or is it just sort of something that's just fun to just jump in now and then?
My personal experience is, for me, this is the most realistic car in the service.
Hmm.
Be- yeah, definitely, because I feel like I remember when I drive first time the Mazda and take it seriously, and then I go back to my Rio rally. I said to my co-driver, "Look, this time we are going to drive. I am going to drive quite differently. You're gonna think it's safe, but it's gonna be super fast." And I remember the last stage, the guy starting in front of me, with minute gap.
Hmm.
I said to my co-driver, "We're gonna catch this guy in the stage," and we did it. Yeah, yeah. This car, for me, the Mazda is the best car in the service. Definitely, I love the rallycross cars, but the MX-5 is the best one.
Brilliant. Well, it's good to see someone saying it's their favourite because I always say it's quite an underappreciated car, but obviously it's the one that usually people start out in when they obviously start road racing in the rookie series when they join iRacing. So it doesn't really get the love of some of the possibly more exciting cars further up. But yeah, I mean it's good that people enjoy it so much, and you certainly do put it through its paces, chucking it about. Just before you go tonight, Stellian, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to, mate?
Yeah, Momo Teams and you guys for the brilliant broadcast every week, and iRacing for the brilliant service.
Cracking stuff. Well, good to speak to you as always, mate, and we wish you the best of luck for the next one.
Thank you, Chaz. Thank you. Good night.
Stellian Chepolowski there, always quick on track, and as he said, he's quick in real life as well. That boy can drive. And if you've never seen his rig before, let me tell you that he likes green, does Stellian Chepolowski. Everything on it is literally bright green LEDs. He's got green shoes. He's got a green everything, hasn't he? He's got even got a green racing net, like window net on it as well. It's absolutely brilliant.
It looks awesome though.
It does. It looks absolutely fantastic, and he's got everything set up properly with his. He does a lot of rallycross. He's in the World Championship for it on here on iRacing, and he's got all the handbrakes set up and everything on there. And when you see him go, it's just unbelievable, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
But it's been another fantastic night of racing for us here then from Suzuka. It's provided close racing and chaos in a nice little balance. Some well-deserved race winners and some gutsy manoeuvres as well. And really sort of kissing wing mirrors sort of driving. And hopefully the oval next week, that should be very entertaining. And as I said before, we've got Andrew Woodhouse back with us as well for that one, provisionally anyway. So it'll be good to have him back in the booth. I'm sure we'll have a right old laugh doing that one, shan't we?
I'm actually looking forward to him back. You know, two reasons. Obviously, one, it'd be good to see him back healthy and everything else like that. And the other, you know, yeah, like I say, just I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. And it's a Phoenix Oval as well. So what one to come back to. And of course, our first race that we'll be broadcasting on iRacing Esports Network. Thank God it wasn't tonight.
Yeah, that would have wouldn't have gone down so well, I imagine. But there we go. Obviously, as always, if you do want to keep in touch with what we've been up to, it's not just the broadcasts that we do. There are more videos going up on the YouTube channel for Apex. So hit that like button on anything you enjoy, and obviously give us a subscribe as well. Don't forget to hit that little bell icon as well to be informed of when we do upload videos. There's been product reviews recently of BenQ monitors. If you want to go and have a look at that, there's even some iRacing interviews as well with members of staff and some things about AI as well, actually, which is an interesting development going forward. And me and Alex were discussing that between races, that it will actually be quite interesting to see how it goes about, because AI, as we all know, is something that can differ from sim to sim. But it's been a brilliant race tonight, well, brilliant set of races, I should say. And we look forward to the next one at Phoenix then. And from myself and Alex, we wish you a very good night. Thanks very much.